So Jesper, almost a perfect game there. Just one moment of switching off, and you're punished for it.
Yeah, it's first leg of a 2-leg tie, so you want to also protect yourself a little bit. We know that it's great playing these ties. We also knew what we were up against, a team that came here to defend well. We didn't really have the quality in the crossings, but we got to the opportunities at least to get under them as we wanted. But and then we got the opener, and I think we didn't give much away, which we don't want to do at home in the first leg. Great game. A little chess here and there because nobody really wants to open up too early. But good game. The only thing I was a little bit, we could have scored in the end, of course, with Sabi's chance. That was a big chance, but I think we played well. I think we had good control over the game, and we didn't give much away. So we should have created more out of the possession we had.
You've already shown this year you can go down and get what you need to get down in Mexico. So you're going down there next week with no fear, I imagine.
Yeah, there's nothing to fear. We are playing up against a good team that now they will be at home. We also saw today what's gonna meet us. They will try and pull every trick out of the sleeve. Like we saw the goalie today. I hope that he survives. I think that he will. Maybe we see. That's how they play, and that's why it's also difficult. We're also gonna play in different conditions with the altitude down there. But we believe in ourselves, and we've seen before that we can compete down there. So we'll try and do it again.
Jesper, another game in CONCACAF, and this one is quite the experience, just with everything and all the antics in Pumas. Just what do you make of it?
We were prepared for that. We know that's at first leg they would try to see if they can keep the ball out of play. We would try to see if we can get it in play. That's what it is. I think the referee protected them a little bit too much. We got 2 yellow cards where they actually were instigating. They were the aggressors in the situations, but that's what it is. That's also what makes it a little bit funny that you're up against something that you're not usually up against, and it's a little bit different. So it's first leg. We're ready for the second one in a week.
And you mentioned the crosses. One of them was from Eddie Ocampo. Actually, a lot of them. Just what did you make of his play tonight?
His best game so far this season, I think. He played very strong. Was a constant threat down the right, and we also saw they adjusted in the half. They went to a 5 in the half, maybe because they couldn't control him or control our right side. So I think that was the adjustment they made. I was happy with him and his performance. I was happy with a lot of things. Of course, we scored on a set play. They scored on a set play. That's what could happen. But Eddie played a very good game.
Jesper, what was your message going into the match to your team about not being the aggressor, not rising to some of the antics from the opposition? Because this was another CONCACAF type game.
Yeah, and there will be another in a week. That's how it's going to be. Yeah, but we have to play with a warm heart but a cold head. That's what we have to do. And we know it's quite different from the MLS where it's reffed a little bit different. There's some different rules also in play there. So I think, it's what it is. We have to. That's not something we're gonna whine about. It's just something that we have to accept and then be ready for what's gonna meet us in a week.
Last one from me. On the goal that Brian scored, what did you see on that? And then afterwards, you were maybe a little animated. What happened there?
The thing was, I didn't see anything. I could see that there was a lot of different players, and I was angry that. But that's again the difference in the ruling. the keeper should not be able to keep the ball if the first thing is a goal, because he showed that it wasn't. But the ref, again, he didn't do anything about it. As I said to begin, I hope he survives. I think he does. He'll play in a week again, but it's just different. It's but again, he was protected and not given a yellow card. And if you're not given a yellow card, you can just keep on. But that's what I was mad about, right?
Coach, you touched on this before. Obviously, you would rather had a 1-0 victory.
Yeah.
But a draw, did that still set you up well going in for the second leg?
With the away goal, then we of course have to be again the chasing part, and of course that's not ideal, but we have to live with it. We had to do that again back in Monterrey when we played there, and of course we'll accept that role and we'll go for winning down there. It's going to be difficult. Pumas is a great team and a great club, and it's going to be difficult. But Monterrey was the same, and we just have to go and put in the plan for how we can win down there.
Coach, you mentioned multiple times this season that the team does really well, but there are moments later in the game where sometimes they drop a little bit of the intensity. We saw it today with that late concession. What do you think the team needs to do to stay with that momentum that they have throughout all 90 minutes?
I think you're a little bit unfair about today. I think we scored a goal late. They scored a goal late, and we had a chance even later on. So I don't think that we lacked momentum in the end. I think it was a game where also they put on players in the end where they needed to go for a goal. They got it out of a situation that wasn't really that dangerous, turned into a corner kick, and that's what happens sometimes. I don't think that it was because they had a big pressure on us, to be honest. I think actually we avoided throughout the game that they had a pressure on us. So I think, we've had some games where we maybe have been struggling a little bit in the end. I don't think today was one of them, to be honest.
Jesper, so now you go to Mexico City, which is in sort of altitude a little bit, and of course you have to play this team in their home stadium, which is the infamous Stadio Olimpico. Thoughts of the challenge of really going to that city with that elevation and what you're going to have to do in terms of managing your way through that second leg?
It's going to be great. Famous stadium, great city to visit. I've never been there. I'm looking forward. I know I might be out of breath, but that's how it is. That's what this competition is about. When they come here, they play on turf. They also have to adjust. It's not that it's great. It's we have to manage, and of course they have the home advantage like we had today. So it's just how it is when you play and you play a little bit away from what you usually do. So we'll of course have to prepare well and have to accept that challenge, and that's what we're gonna do.
Jesper, you kind of talked about the set plays. I mean, on one hand, you must be pretty happy you get a good goal on a set play, put it in a good area, score, but then just a few minutes later you give one up, especially because you guys haven't given up a whole lot on set plays this year. So what do you kind of make of those two moments? First of all, we haven't given up many set plays at all, and that's a good thing, because then you don't give many goals on set plays. But set plays is set plays. You always want to say that you shouldn't concede goals on set play, but then you can turn it around and say, how can you score them? Because then your opposition says the same thing. Okay, it's where you're bringing the ball in the box with a lot of players in there, and a lot of things can happen. You can see our goal was also a little bit, I couldn't really see what happened, to be honest. And so they also scored a good goal from a set play. That's what it is. I think we've been good this season so far, and the one thing we've been good at is actually not getting many set plays against us.